Big news here. The Academy Board of Governors banning Will Smith from all Academy events for 10 years, a decade. Want to get right to it. NBC News correspondent Steve Patterson is following this. Steve, good to talk to you. What else did the Board of Governors say here?
Well, Yasmin, let's start with the decision and the obvious. 10 years without one of Hollywood's biggest stars is a long time compared to what many experts were expecting or predicting. And it's a definable amount of time, which makes it a lot less likely that they'll all of a sudden go back on their decision. This is a sentence of 10 years. Obviously, it's far from the harshest penalty that could have been levied, which would have been to take his Oscar away entirely. That's not happening. The statement also doesn't say anything about him being blocked from being nominated or winning again if he is nominated. And penalties as severe as those were not expected in the first place. In really the history of the Academy, there's very little precedent for that happening. Not to mention, we've heard over and over again about the outcry. Former winners like Harvey Weinstein kept his Oscar. Roman Polanski kept his Oscar, and so on. We did get a statement from the Academy. President David Rubin said, quote, "This action we are taking today in response to Will Smith's behavior is a step toward a larger goal of protecting the safety of our performers and guests and restoring trust in the Academy. We also hope this can begin a time of healing and restoration for all involved and impacted." That's directly from the Academy. They deliberated for about 3.5 hours. And remember, they moved up this date. They wanted to make this announcement today to move on from the whole Will Smith saga. Yasmin?
We hearing anything from Will Smith's camp or Chris Rock's camp with all this happening?
Will Smith has really been silent since he's made, obviously a repeated number of statements in the week that, that slap occurred. Chris Rock has been almost entirely mute. He's given a few comedy shows where he's warned the crowd, look, I'm not going to talk about this. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not ready to make a statement or a comment. I think when both of those guys are ready to talk, it will come in an official format. It will come in some sort of big interview. But no, we've heard nothing so far from this point of statement or even from when that happened at the Oscars.
What about with the Board of Governors making sure something like this never happens again?
I think obviously, look, the board wanted to make this statement today. They wanted to get this out of the way. That's number one. I think number two would be to address any safety concerns in the future, would be to maybe levy harsher penalties, maybe update the guidelines. That's all stuff that will come at a later date, maybe ahead of the next Oscars, maybe an announcement that comes further down the line. Remember, the meeting was supposed to be again about 2 weeks from now. This was moved up specifically for this reasoning. This is the reasoning that we got today, Yasmin.
And I'm imagining, Steve, this ban does not affect his wife, Jada.
No effect or impact from the family. And again, no statement from the family that we've heard so far.
Steve Patterson, thanks for being on this for us. We appreciate it.